Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I am super excited for this video because I'm going to be doing a week of the Menagerie Cosmetics Whalesong palette, which looks like this. It is absolutely stunning. I'll show you guys the inside in case you haven't seen it already. It's just a really beautiful color scheme of grungy greens and blues, and I was so excited to use this, so I knew I had to do a week of Whalesong because first of all, I love alliterations, second of all, I love blue and green. So if you want to see 5 looks with this palette, then we're about to jump into that, but just going to let you know also that I will already have a review up on this palette, so I'll make sure to leave that in the cards here and down below in case you're interested to see my full thoughts and swatches and all of just my opinions on the palette, but today is going to be focused on the looks. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. Alright, so jumping right on into day one, I'm going to start off with this light blue right here called Cetacean. And I'm going to put that right into my crease, just starting off with a little bit of product. And then I will build it up. I love a good pastel blue, so this is just really stunning. I'm also going to go ahead and take that shade along my lower lash line and just connect it. Nothing too crazy. I'll definitely go back in and do the lower lash line later, but I want this just to all flow together. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dip into Dive, and I'm going to put that directly into my crease just to add a little bit more depth. And then I'm just going to go with my previous brush and blend that out. Also going to take just a touch of that along the lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the deep navy breaching, and I'm going to pop that into my outer V. I'm also going to take a touch of that along the lower lash line, just connecting it with a little tiny pencil brush. And then I'm just going to grab my previous brush and once again just blend the edges and make sure everything is diffused. Alright, I'm going to go back into Cetacean, and I'm going to pop that onto the front of my lower lash line. And just blend it in. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Whalesong. And I'm going to put that shade all over the lid. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and pop ColourPop Prance onto my waterline, just because I think it'll be a really beautiful blue pop. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade Pearl, and I'm going to pop that onto the inner corner. Alright, off camera, I'm going to go ahead and quickly throw on some liner and lashes, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just threw on House of Lashes Iconic Lights, and I'm going to use the Ofra Tim Nikki Tutorials Space Baby highlighter today. For lips, I'm going to go into the Marc Jacobs Gloss Stick in the shade Sugar Sugar. Alright guys, so this is the finished look for day one, and I love how it turned out. I feel like I've definitely done quite a few monochromatic blue looks very similar to this, but the colors are just so pigmented and bright and just like bam blue, so I really love the look. I hope you enjoyed it, so now let's go ahead and jump on into day number 2. Alrighty, so today I really want to do something kind of focusing on the more muted tones in this palette. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with Plankton. And I'm going to go ahead and throw that into my crease. Again, I'm just starting off with a tiny bit of pigment, and I will slowly blend it upwards and add more. Just trying to be super careful. This is a really nice shade. The color I think is really cool and grungy. I'm also going to go ahead and take Plankton along my lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Barnacle, and I'm going to use that in my outer V. Just gonna try and keep it right here, just blending in circular motions. Not gonna bring it in too much. It's just kind of like somewhere in between a gray and a blue, so I think it's a pretty cool, interesting shade to be in here. Don't think I have anything like this in any of my other bluey palettes. I'm grabbing a touch more of Barnacle and I'm going to put that onto the outer third of my lower lash line. Just blending it in. Alright, I'm going in with my previous brush that I used for Plankton, and I'm just going to blend out the edges of Barnacle. I'm just using my brush real quick to tap out the creases on my eyelid before I go in with my lid shade. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Pearl, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. And then I'm just going to tap it into the blue. So I'm pretty sure that's like the most neutral wearable look you can get with this palette. But I actually kind of really like these colors together. Alright, I'm just going in with the previous brush that had the blue on it and just lightly blending right here. I'm also going to go ahead and pop just a touch of Pearl on the inner corner. And then popping just a touch more of Plankton onto the inner part of my lower lash line. Just because I think it's such a cool shade, I really want to make it pop a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and pop some green lighter in my waterline and then throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. I'm honestly kind of shocked how much I ended up loving this eye look. I think it's so pretty, but we're going to go ahead and finish up the face. So while I was off camera, I took Pearl and I put it on the back of my hand here. I don't know if you can see that glow. And I thought maybe that'll be a really pretty highlighter. I thought I'd at least try it. It's a little bit chunky, so you kind of have to like smooth it out. But I thought I'll give it a chance and see if I can get it to work for me like that, because I love trying eyeshadows as highlighters. I think maybe I'll use, should I use like a smaller brush so I can really blend it in? I think I'll try that. That's actually really pretty. It's almost bordering on a little bit too dark for my skin tone. Like as far as like when I turn my head forward, it gives me more of a blushing look, but I think I can definitely get away with it, So for lips, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the e.l.f. x Alissa Ashley lip gloss. I already have a lip oil on, so I feel like it'll sheer this color out just a little bit, while still, the combination will still be really glossy and pretty. Alright, so this is the finished look for day 2. I really love how it turned out, so now let's go ahead and jump into day 3. Alright, so today feels like a very good day to do a monochromatic green look, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Kelp. And I'm going to go ahead and put that into my crease. And then I'm just going to go ahead and build that up a little bit. I'm also going to go ahead and take that shade along my lower lash line. And then I'm grabbing a slightly more dense fluffy brush, and I'm going to take a little more of Kelp right through my crease. I feel like the other brush did a really good job of dispersing it equally and like adding a nice little transition, but I want to make this shade a little bit bolder. Then just going back with my fluffy brush and again just lightly blending that all out, making sure it's nice and soft. It's kind of crazy the amount of dimension I got from just using one shade. You could honestly throw like Fluke on the lid at this step and be done, and it would be a really pretty simple green look. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Reef, and I'm going to put that all the way through my crease, a little bit lower down. Then I'm going to grab my previous brush and just blend that out. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the deep green called Bubble Net, And I'm going to go ahead and tap that into my outer V. And I'm just going to start off in small circular motions just because I feel like that's the best way to blend. Again, just grabbing my previous brush. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of bubble net on the outer half of my lower lash line. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and quickly cut my crease off camera and I'll be right back. I do have a full video explaining how I personally do my cut creases, which I'll try to remember to put in the cards here in case you're interested, but I'm just going to cut it out real quick to make it quicker. So I did cut my crease with a base that's my skin tone, but it mixed into the green on my lid, so it looks like there's a light green there already. So I'm going to go back into my tiny little brush and I'm going to pick up some more of the deep green called Bubble Net, and I'm going to just blend that into the lid again. Just make sure it's nice and deep where I want it to be and it all flows. I'm going to go ahead and grab Fluke first, and I'm going to put that onto the front of my lid. So beautiful. Alright, now taking the deep green called Splash, I'm going to go ahead and put that not exactly on the middle, but not exactly on the outer V, just somewhere in between the matte and Fluke. I think this will be really pretty. And I have now finally, what is this, 4 looks in, used every shade in the palette. Alright, first I'm going to go ahead and take my previous brush and just make sure this area is still super soft. And then I'm going to dip back a little bit more into Fluke and just make sure that everything is blended really well. Alright, for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back and dip more into Kelp, and I'm going to like kind of focus that on the center of the lid right there. Wow. And I'm going to dip back into Fluke, and I'm going to pop that right here on the front of my lower lash line. That actually looks really, really pretty blended into Kelp. I think that, like what I said in the beginning about doing just Kelp all over and then putting Fluke on the lid, I think that would be such a beautiful look. Definitely gonna have to do that soon. Last but not least, I'm gonna grab some Pearl and I'm gonna pop that onto my inner corner. Alright, I'm gonna pop Jade from Ardency Inn on my waterline, throw on some lashes, and then I'll be right back. So I just added House of Lashes Iconic Lights, and I totally forgot, but I want to take my Kitten Boss Cosmetics Rhinestone Color Eyeshadow, which looks like this. It's a really cool, like, it's almost like transparent silvery white, but with like shimmer through it. That's what it looks like. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tap a little bit of that over my inner corner just to give it a little bit more of a sparkle to it. See? Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Pearl again, and I'm going to use that as my highlighter today. Alright, for lipstick today, I'm going to go into my Makeup Revolution x Sofx lipstick in the shade Chauffeur, which just looks like this. I'm just going to leave the lip oil that I have on to make this extra glossy. Alright guys, so this is the finished third look, day 3. I really loved how it turned out. I love a good monochromatic green eye, and I think the shimmer on the lid, well, both shimmers are absolutely stunning, so I'm really enjoying the palette so far. Now let's go ahead and jump on into day 4. Alright guys, so jumping right on into day 4, I have a very, very intense eye in mind for the look today, and I'm really hoping I can achieve it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with Cetacean, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that right into my crease. And I'm going to be going in with this shade pretty heavily. So I'm just kind of starting off by mapping out the shape that I want with this color. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lightly blend the edges with whatever's left over on that brush. I just honestly can't believe how intense the pigment is of this palette. Like, just the way it looks on the eyes is so rich. I'm kind of a little bit fearful because I feel like I'm going to have extremely blue stained eyes after today. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take breaching. I'm going to start off by tapping that onto my lid. Holy crap, the pigment is crazy. Alright. So I'm just going to go ahead and just tap it on at first, and then we will worry about blending in a moment. Just gonna kind of get my basic shape. Whew, that's an intense blue. Alrighty, now I'm gonna take my small brush again. This is actually the Morphe M507, and I'm taking a touch of breaching, which is that really deep blue, and I'm gonna go ahead and just start that off in the crease and start blending it. This is gonna be kind of like, just have to carefully go back and forth between the deep blue and the light blue because I want them to both have their moment while still being really blended. And I'm probably going to end up blending some of the deep blue off of the lid, so if that's the case, I'll just go back in and deepen it up once I'm done the blending in the crease. Alright, I'm going to go back into some more of Cetacean, taking just a tiny little bit, and I'm just going to put that right over the edge and just continue to blend. I'm so glad I have no plans tomorrow because I am going to be so blue. I actually feel like the deep blue did a really good job of staying to the lid. Like, honestly, I feel like I don't even have to apply more because it didn't even go anywhere, which is pretty amazing. But I am going to go ahead and just take like a tiny little brush, and I'm just going to use that to, sorry, I'm just tapping the excess off. I'm going to use that to get right up close to my lashes. So I'm loving how it's looking, even though it's definitely still a work in progress. I'm going to quickly go off camera and clean up underneath my eyes, finish up my base makeup for the most part, and then I'll be back to finish up the eyes and finish up the color face products. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and added House of Lashes Iconic Lights. I know I use this pair like literally all the time. It's the same pair. I just don't want to have to cut another new pair. Like, I literally have a brand new beautiful pair of Boudoir in front of me, but I just don't want to have to take the time to cut them and make them fit my eyes, so I just use the Iconic Lights over and over again. So I'm really excited to do the lower lash line and kind of just keep with the same theme. I'm going to start off with Cetacean, which I've already got a dip going in there. Which I feel like it wouldn't be very hard to hit pan in these shadows because they're just, I mean, they are extremely pigmented, but they're also very K-cup-y. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a little bit of Cetacean on my tiny pencil brush, and I'm going to run that along my entire lower lash line. And I love that blue shade so much. Alright, now I'm grabbing some more of Breaching, the beautiful deep matte navy blue, taking it on an even tinier little pencil brush, and I'm just gonna like get as close to my lashes and my waterline as possible, and then just kind of smoke it out. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Royal Blue from LA Girl onto my waterline. I was literally about to say, if you know me, you know what step is coming next, but I'm pretty sure I already showed you in the very beginning of day 4 what the look finishes and ends up being. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Fluke, and I'm going to pop that onto the inner corner of my eye. I honestly could not wait to get this on my inner corner. I think I might end up taking the deep blue a little bit further into my lower lash line just to make this connect a little bit more, but I'm just going to kind of blend Fluke out just a little bit. Alright, I'm taking just a touch more of Breaching. Grabbing my tiny pencil brush that I have not done anything else with since I used Cetacean, and I'm just going to take whatever is left on there and just lightly blend out the edge here. Part of me is kind of tempted to use Pearl again as a highlighter because I do really like it, and I'm like, I may as well just keep using the palette. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and use Pearl again. I just realized I forgot to put mascara on my lower lash line, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Last but not least, for lipstick today, I'm gonna go into the Menagerie Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Darian. Alright, so we're going to pretend that's not the worst liquid lipstick application ever and move on with our lives. So this is the finished look for day 4, and I absolutely love how the eyes turned out. I feel like it is so, so beautiful. I live for a good matte smoky eye with like a pop of color on the inner corner, and like I'm just living my best blue life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Now let's go ahead and jump on into the 5th look, the final look, which actually kind of makes me sad because I'm having so much fun playing with this palette. Alright guys, so we are on the 5th and final day for the week of Whalesong, and for this week I kind of just followed my heart and I just did whatever looks I wanted to do. And I kind of, as I was doing my base makeup today, I was like, okay, the first look I did was like green, or no, blues, and then the next one was like simple, and then I did a green look, and then I did like a blue smoky eye. So I was trying to like balance it out and figure out what I would do today. So I think I'm going to try and do something more focused on the greens, but also kind of the more grungy tones. So I've got this like look going on in my head. I'm really excited, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right on in. The first shade that I'm gonna go ahead and take is not that shade. Now my finger's gonna be stained, dang it. Go ahead and start off with Plankton, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off Plankton more towards the inner part of my lid right here, or my crease, I'm sorry, and then just gonna kind of blend it out. Isn't that such a beautiful shade? I feel like it's one of the more unexpected tones in here. It's, gosh, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like almost like a mix between a gray and a green, but on a muted side with yellow undertones. It's such a complex color. Right, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Kelp, and I'm going to use that on the outer part of my eye right here. Just blending that inwards. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the deepest green called Bubble Net, and I'm going to place that right on my outer V right here. Just using this to deepen up the eye. I'm just going to go ahead and take my previous brush and just kind of blend over that edge there. I feel like I kind of lost that first shade Plankton a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of refresh it. I'm also grabbing a touch of that deep green Bubble Net, and I'm going to run that along the outer half of my lower lash line. And then actually I think I'm going to go ahead and build that up a little bit more, just kind of layer it. Then again, just taking my previous brush to blend out the edge. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the metallic green called Splash. And I'm actually using my tiny little crease brush just because I want to start off by using this. I want this shade to be very like soft and diffused and grungy and just, I don't know. I don't want it to be like a stark line, so I just thought I would go in with a blending brush first and just work it into my crease a little bit. Although, I mean, see how pigmented it is? How amazing it applies even with a blending brush. Alright, so now that it's all blended in, I am going to take a little bit more on a flat packer brush and just going to intensify that. Taking the very tip of that brush, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little bit of splash right here on the lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and grab Fluke, and I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. But I'm going to try and keep it a little bit more like close, like just right there, and then kind of blend it into the other shades. Alright, really quickly off camera, I'm going to go ahead and add the Linda Hellberry Calm Mood pencil into my waterline, throw on some mascara, possibly lashes, I'm undecided still, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I ended up throwing on House of Lashes Iconic Lights, and now I'm going to go ahead and once again, just for the heck of it, I'm going to take Pearl and I'm going to use that as my highlighter today. Alright, so for lips, I already have a clear lip oil on, but I'm just going to go ahead and grab the e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Pink Kiss and throw that on top just to give it a little bit of like a glossy pink tint to it. Alright, so this is the final look for day 5. I really love how it turned out. I think the inner corner is kind of crazy, just the different placement and having it around greens rather than yesterday around blues, how different the same shade looks. And I think that is a really, really fun shade to experiment with on the inner corner. That's like, makes my heart beat fast. So I'm super excited about this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said in the beginning, the review is already up, so I'll have it linked down below for y'all. And that's everything. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.